Hey everybody, somebody at Joann Fabrics just got promoted, plus I discovered they have a really wacky return policy and I could not believe it. So that is what we are going to be going over tonight on Sewing Report Live. I'm your host Jen, coming at you from my sewing room in Florida. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. There's a lot to talk about, and there's some stuff that's not related to Joann's. I got some updates. And yeah, so before we get into things, just a few quick housekeeping rules. If you are new here, just an FYI, we do have some general rules for the chat, and if you're leaving a comment on the replay, I just ask that you keep the topics, stick to the topic, be kind, respectful to everyone here, including myself. No self-promotion, no links, and no politics. I know there's been a lot going on this weekend, and last weekend, this is a politics-free zone. So just a reminder, and I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor of the stream, and of course, that is the Sewing Report Etsy shop. This is where you can find fabric and sewing supplies. And oh yes, I do need to re-up the sale. I will be fixing this right after the stream, but if you purchase more than $60 or more, you will get a 10% discount. The only thing is, like, the sale, I have to keep redoing it every month, and it must have just expired. So if you want to hold on, I will be fixing that right after the stream is over. But yeah, $60 or more, you get 10% off your entire order, plus you get free shipping. And I also offer free shipping on orders of $35 or more. Ship within the United States. Plenty of different notions, fabric bundles. I now have fabric by the yard. Very cool woven sew-in labels, apparel fabrics, sew tights, lots of stuff. If you also want to support the show here, another thing you can do is shop some of my affiliate links, or shop the Sewing Report Etsy. All of that stuff helps. So if that's something you would like to do and you want to support independent media here in the sewing world, those are some things you can do. Man, and it's starting to rain outside. I think we're gonna get some storms, so sometimes that can be a little bit dicey. Sometimes we lose power, so we'll have to see. But it's starting to thunder and it's starting to rain, so that's always a fun time. And yes, we have a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to talk about this evening. Welcome everyone watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. We always have a good time. I know it's kind of chill. We're doing sort of a low maintenance look tonight. I apologize if you are offended by my hair. I completely understand. So this is sort of a low maintenance weekend. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Yes, lots of you starting to enter the chat. So yes, if you're here from the main Sewing Report channel and you want to ask questions, or if you have comments about the content over there, you can ask anything you want. So the questions are not just limited to whatever we're talking about. How this usually works is I usually have a couple topics to talk about. Sometimes there's one main topic, sometimes there's a lot of things to talk about. It depends on what is going on, but I tend to cover things that are happening within the sewing and crafts community. If you are new here, you can watch the live stream, you can watch the replay, and then after the show, I normally will cut some highlight clips from the stream and upload them to the channel. So if watching live streams is not your thing, I totally don't mind, because I know different people have different viewing preferences. So I try to kind of make it easy and give something, and sort of make it easy for you to watch the channel, whatever format you like to watch. So, all right, I'm glad some people do not care. My hair, it's not cooperating. I wasn't even gonna try. And this is sort of a chatty show anyways, so it's not like the people that are coming here are looking for like news anchor hair. Hopefully, if that is something you're looking for, hey, I get it. Welcome to everyone watching. Yes, it's been fun, guys. It's been an interesting week for sure. And yeah, I did not know about so this Joann's return policy. I was like, I didn't even realize this was a thing. All right, yes, all right, I'm glad, and I am wearing sweatpants. I'm pretty much always wearing sweatpants during these shows. So that's kind of how things, that's sort of how things roll. I just didn't feel like doing, yeah, I was just not feeling the hair thing today. Okay, well, I appreciate everyone because, yeah, I was like, I'm just not. And I also, like, sometimes it takes time to do this, so I managed to slap on some makeup just so I didn't scare everybody. But sometimes doing the hair, that takes me an extra 20 or 30 minutes. It takes me a lot. My hair is really long. It's very thick, so it takes a long time. Even if I wanted to straighten my hair, that still takes a half an hour. So doing my hair normally takes a half an hour, so by not doing it, I save myself 30 minutes. And I think it's worth it. So I just totally, I think it's worth it in my opinion. So, yeah. So sometimes you just don't really want to deal with it. And today was one of those days. So I was like, F it. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. And, if people hate it, that's fine. If people are cool with it. Seems like most of you are. Okay. Yeah, today I'm wearing the pink shirt because it's easy and it's very comfortable. So that's what we're rocking today. Man, it's been quite a week. All right, so the first thing I want to get to is there has been a little bit of news out of Joann Fabrics. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like earth-shattering, but it's definitely something to talk about, especially in the aftermath of their bankruptcy. So there has been an executive that just got promoted. So we're going to cover that news. All right, so there is somebody from, it looks like this is like the legal person, Ann Aber. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But Ann has been with Joann's for about 5 years, and she just got a promotion in the past week. So I guess good for her. I don't know. I'm sure she probably got a pay raise. I'm curious to see how much that is. So let's see what's going on with the C-suite over at Joann's. Joann announces Ann Aber as Executive Vice President, Chief Legal and HR Officer. All right, so it says, Joann, the nation's category leader in sewing and fabrics with one of the largest arts and crafts offerings, is pleased to announce the promotion of Ann Aber to Executive Vice President, Chief Legal and Human Resources Officer. Aber has been with the company since 2019, when she joined as Vice President, General Counsel, and Secretary. She was promoted to Senior Vice President in 2021. So her promotion this latest round is from Senior Vice President to Executive Vice President. I know that sounds very like corporate, like Senior VP to Executive VP. I wonder what kind of perks she's getting. I don't know. In her newly expanded position, Aber will oversee the human resources and corporate communications functions in addition to her existing responsibilities. She has been executive sponsor for Joann's diversity and inclusion initiative since 2023 and sits on several boards committed to serving the Northeast Ohio community and various charitable organizations. We are very happy to announce the promotion of Ann Aber to Executive Vice President and Chief Legal and HR Officer, said Michael Prendergast, interim CEO. Ann is a talented executive with a commitment to Joann's success. She has been an integral part of the team in helping to lead Joann through many large initiatives over the past several years. Ann's leadership style and energetic commitment to the business are invaluable assets to the entire team. In addition, Ann's focus on Joann's more than 18,000 team members and community impact will be critical as the company continues toward the future. Aber holds a Juris Doctor degree, that's a law degree, from Cleveland State University College of Law, and has held a number of leadership positions in both in-house corporate legal departments and law firms, including Eaton Corporation and Jones Day. She sits on the board of the Kids Mental Health Foundation, University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center, Retail Litigation Center, and the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, and is active in the Northeast Ohio community. She was recently inducted into the Cleveland State University College of Law Hall of Fame, was named Alumni of the Year in 2022, and also received the ORT America Ohio Region 2024 Jurisprudence Award. In addition to Joann's human resources and legal and compliance departments, Ann will also oversee the risk management, corporate communications, So that's like the public relations wing, charitable giving, diversity and inclusion, and corporate responsibility functions. So Anne was promoted. She is moving on up. Anne is getting there. That is like, I don't know who writes these press releases. These are the most corporate sounding things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I also noticed this week that they still have not updated the Joann leadership page. They used to have a page with all of the team on it, and that's still down. So I don't know if they're still updating. I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, it looks like there's still some shuffling around within the leadership team. And who is Anne? So we're going to take a closer look at Anne here. So, see, you probably saw her photo in the thumbnail. That was straight from Joann's. All right, so here, I did manage to find her page on, like, you can get to the individual pages, but there used to be, like, a page with, like, everybody on it. And, you know, for some reason, I can't find that. So, here's Anne. And it's still, that it hasn't been updated with her new position. It still has senior vice president. So it kind of has her, this sort of the same information. Yeah, not a lot of new things, but we can see what she looks like. Again, she's been with the company 5 years. Yeah, she has nothing, and I do want to be clear, she has nothing to do with, like, what's in the stores or some of the logistical aspects of the stores. So, I mean, yeah, she's a lawyer, so she really has nothing to do with a lot of the issues regarding the stores or the inventory or anything like that. But it is interesting that she got a promotion. Yeah, she's on the board of directors for the Retail Litigation Center, the legal arm of the Retail Industry Leaders Association. I mean, I'm going to be real, I'm glad I left the corporate world behind. I don't know, it just seems like a lot of this is kind of like whatever to me. It's like, it's important for you if you're in the C-suite crowd, but most of us aren't. So for most of this doesn't really mean a lot. But that is Anne, and yeah, she's got to make, I would imagine, like mid 6 figures in her total comp. Let me see if I can find out how much she makes. Let's see here. Joann and Aber salary or compensation. I'm sure we could find it somewhere. Let's see here. I'm sure we can figure this out, because when they were publicly traded, all of that salary information must have been public. All right, let's see if we can find it. All right, this might be a bit to... All right, that is not her. But yeah, I'm going to guess it had to have been... I think I remember seeing... Let's see. All right, let me see if I can find... I'm going to see if I can find the salary real quick. Hold on. All right, that's not helpful. Not helpful. All right, oh, here we go. Is this going to be helpful? This is like tiny. All right, this is super tiny print. Let me see if I can get this to be bigger. Hold on a sec. All right, oh geez, how many pages is this document? All right. All right, I'll share this tab. All right, so we're gonna see if we can figure out Anne's okay, executive compensation. Let's see if it's in here. Okay, this is definitely old. This was also before she was, it looks like this was before she was promoted, so. But this would probably give you an idea of what she's making. Let me see if we can. All right, so is this the... Okay, so this probably gives you a general idea. So it looks like the CEO, Wade Mickelon, this is from 2021. These are their base salaries. So he made about $825,000. Everyone else pretty much made like in the 400s. Plus, we don't know what kind of other perks they had. So there's probably more types of incentives that they got. Okay, so yeah, they can get bonuses. So just their base salary, she's probably making in the $400,000 range just from her base salary. If we're going by the other executives in the historical, just the historic, if we're going by historical salary records. So quite a bit of money. She's definitely responsible for a lot. So she is one of the people in charge at Joann Fabrics. But again, I do want to reiterate, she doesn't have anything to do with like what's in the store or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, must be nice, right? Must be nice. She lives in Ohio, so it's not like a ridiculously high cost of living area either. So she's probably doing all right. Anne's probably doing pretty okay financially. So that is the latest with the Joann Executive C-Suite news. All right, let's take a look at some of your comments here. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, pretty good money for Anne. Pretty good money. Although, like, to be fair, I know people who went to top tier law schools, and they're not even executives, and they still make a lot of money, like $300,000 and up. And they aren't even in that C-suite position. So, I mean, that's really good money. I'm not saying it's not. But for attorneys, they make a lot of money. Most of them make a lot of money if they're in corporate law or private law anyways. So, it's definitely good. But for a lawyer, that's not insane. So, okay. Yeah, so she's got some pretty good, she's definitely highly educated. She's going to oversee their, like, HR department, corporate communications, so, like, the public relations department. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Elisa, because we're going to talk about that. Oh, yeah. So that is the news with the executive team or the Joann leadership team. So the other thing I wanted to talk about with Joann's is that I saw this Reddit thread and I linked it in the description box. By the way, I link everything talked about, all of my sources. I do link in the description box, all except for this last story because I didn't have time. But hold on a second, I got a cough. I saw this Reddit thread posted by some Joann employees the other day, and it was about how they were tired of people returning fabric to the store, and I didn't even know you could do that. So I was reading the thread, and I honestly didn't know. Again, I've been a customer of Joann's for decades. I've, shopped there off and on for quite a while, and I, until this week, was kind of unaware of their return policy, and it's kind of nuts. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, is because I just could not believe their return policy, and I didn't know you could return fabric by the yard, but apparently you can. So we're going to get into that. So I was kind of amazed by that. I got a coffee. Sorry, guys. So I looked this up, and it was indeed true. And I just couldn't believe it. I honestly could not believe this. So you apparently can return fabric by the yard, and I had no idea. So let's pull this up, because this was news. Like, this was news to me. And for a company that's struggling financially and just filed for bankruptcy, just went through that process, I honestly can't believe this exists. So this is Joann's official return policy, and it says, our return policy equals hassle-free creativity. Returns with a smile are super easy. Creativity shouldn't be complicated, so you can return items anytime. No time limit to our stores or by mail. Did you guys know this? Because I just didn't. I was like, I cannot believe Joann's has no time limit for returns. Like, no time limit? No, like, can you return things 20 years later if you have the receipt? I'm just baffled by this, and I just don't know how this is sustainable for a business. This is just incredible. Return in store. Whether your purchase was made in store or on Joann.com last month or last year, you can visit any Joann store for hassle-free refund with a smile. See details below. So it says returns made with the receipt will be refunded in the original method of payment. Returns from online orders will not include the cost of shipping. So that is good to know. If you did order something online and you do return it, you are not going to be, like, if you paid for shipping, yeah, you're not going to get that back. If the merchandise was originally purchased with cash or a PIN-based debit card, the refund will be given in the form of cash. Refunds over $100 may be paid by a check and mailed. Orders placed using a Joann gift card will be refunded with a new Joann e-gift card. Personal checks can only be refunded in cash up to $25. Does anyone pay with a personal check anymore? Honest question. Receipts for online purchases, including buy online pickup and store purchases, can be looked up in store using your Joann.com order number. If you don't have a receipt, choose an exchange or store credit based on the lowest price of the last 90 days. So you don't even need a receipt to return stuff? Photo ID required. Okay, I mean, you're not going to get cash back if you don't have a receipt, but I'm amazed that they will take returns without a receipt and that you can do it. And I also wonder if this wording means that if you don't have a receipt, you can't return things past 90 days because they won't really be able to look it up, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, based on the lowest price of the last 90 days. So if it's past 90 days, they won't really be able to look it up, maybe. I don't know. Or if the item is no longer in their inventory system, does that also mean they wouldn't be able to issue an exchange or a store credit? Questions about that. Electronics must be returned with a receipt and in an unopened box. Please work directly with the manufacturer if products are damaged upon purchase or become defective within the warranty period. And that's the thing about Joann's, is that their return policy for things like sewing machines, Cricuts, anything electronic, even probably irons, the return policy is not great. So I purchased the Brother Sketch from Joann's because I wanted to get my hands on it, but Joann's doesn't seem ideal to purchase big ticket items like that because the return policy on those is not very buyer friendly. And yeah, and you can't even open the box. So if you open the box, you actually can't return any of those items to Joann's. If there's something wrong with it, you would have to go directly to the manufacturer. Yeah, and I believe they also have an open box. I believe, yeah, if there is a 25% restocking fee for returns of sewing and craft tech machines. So even if you return, say, a sewing machine to Joann's, it's in the box, you've never opened it, you still have to pay a $25 restocking fee. So I actually would not, probably not. This wouldn't be my first choice to purchase a sewing or a craft tech machine, just because of those policies. They're not great for us. Items marked final sale at a time of purchase cannot be returned for a refund or store credit. You can return things by mail. You can return online purchases by mail by contacting our customer care team. All right, items returned by mail. We refund the cost of the returned merchandise minus a $7.95 return shipping and handling fee. So if you return something by mail, they're going to charge you $7.95. We will send you an email confirming that the return has been completed on our end. Plus, I believe you probably have to pay for your own shipping back, I imagine. I don't know. Or is that the fee? I don't know. Do they give you a shipping label? Not really sure. Refunds are in the form of original payment, so please note that your credit card company may take up to 10 additional business days to post the refund to your account. If the original form of payment was a gift card, a replacement gift card will be emailed. Yeah, electronics must be returned in an open box. Can't return things for final sale. I'm in shock. I did not know that Joann's had no time limit for returns if you have a receipt. To me, that's kind of crazy. I do think I saw something about returning fabric that it just has to be like if you buy a 3-yard cut of fabric, you can't have like cut into. Obviously, that makes sense. But I'm surprised that you can return cut fabric at all, just because the raw material has to be altered in order to sell it to you. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. Like, I understand they're not trying to discourage people from purchasing fabric at Joann's, but I don't know. I just think it seems like from a business perspective, there needs to be some sort of restriction on fabric. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense, because when people are going to buy fabric by the yard, people tend to have different lengths of fabric that they want to purchase. So if someone buys 3 yards of fabric, returns it, Joann's is going to have a harder time finding someone else that wants to buy specifically 3 yards of that same fabric. The likelihood of that is fair. Like, it really restricts and limits who else will want to buy that same piece of fabric. And yeah, that's why you see the remnants marked down so much. So Joann's is not able to sell that fabric for as much as they could have. So I don't know. I just think from a management standpoint, that doesn't make a lot of sense. In my opinion, again, I'm a fabric purchaser. I don't think I was thinking about this. There's only been really one instance where I returned fabric at Joann's or asked them for like a refund. And that's because I ordered some fabric from Joann's very early on in my sewing journey. It was like in 2013 or 2014. So it's about a decade ago. And when I got the fabric, I ordered it online. The fabric literally had a footprint on it. It was a light colored fabric. I think it was like a baby print. And it was, like a pastel. And it literally had a footprint like somebody had stepped on it. And I don't even know how it got to that. I was kind of shocked to get fabric that somebody had clearly stepped on. But it was definitely like more of a men's shoe. And it literally had like a footprint on the fabric. Like, so somebody had stepped on it. And I was just like, I can't believe they sent this to me. So I think I got a refund. I don't remember if I had to send it back to them or what I did or if they let me keep it. But yeah, I was just amazed that they would send fabric with somebody's footprint on it. And I was like, I don't even know what's going on here. So that was pretty interesting. And I just did not know this. I guess I don't usually have to return things to Joann's. But if you check out that Reddit thread that I linked in the description box, the employees had all these stories about crazy customer returns. And like, are you really going to be that customer that returns things 10 years later? Like, really? I understand they want to be like consumer friendly. I totally understand that. But I do think there also needs to be limits because people are going to abuse that policy. I'm sure it's happening now. I just think that's nuts. It's totally unsustainable for a business, and I just think it's crazy. So I did not know that, and I've been covering Joann's for a while here on this channel, and I just couldn't believe it. Let's do a poll because I want to know how many of you were aware about this policy, because I didn't know until this week. I was like, I was just amazed that was the case. You know what I'm saying here? All right, so I'm gonna do a poll. Let's do a YouTube poll here. All right. Let's see. Actually, were you already aware that Joann return policy has no time limit? Okay. All right, so we'll do the poll. Let me know what you think here, because I'm curious. Like, let me know. I want to know if you actually... All right, what's going on here? Okay. So let's do a poll. We're going to do a YouTube poll. Were you aware that Joann return policy has no time limit? Because I just didn't know. I was like, this is crazy. I didn't know you could, like, there's no time limit. Like, I understand maybe having, like, a lifetime warranty for products. Like, companies like LL Bean, you know, Eddie Bauer, I remember them having they used to have a very good lifetime warranty on products. But having a no time limit for returns just seems like you're opening yourself up to problems. Just my opinion, but I just can't believe that. I was just very surprised by that. I had no idea there was no time limit. Like, how is this a thing? Especially because the company clearly has had financial issues. They're trying to get back on its feet. Like, this is just crazy to me. All right, let's check out some of the comments here. I'm just, yeah, I don't, yeah. You can return it if it's unwashed and cut basically in touch. It would make, I'm glad they're at least doing that, because if they allowed you to return it after you, like, washed it or something, that would be even more insane. But I do think that this sort of policy would encourage people who don't know what, you know, like, they kind of buy fabric willy-nilly, and then they're like, oh, I can just return it. But every time a customer returns fabric by the yard to Joann's, the company loses money. Let's be real. One, because an employee had, like, there's a labor cost for an employee cutting the fabric, ringing it up, all of that stuff. Then there's also a cost for the customer to return the item. And then there's even more of a loss because they clearly are not going to be able to sell the fabric for the same price. They're going to have to mark it down. That's why that just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if you're getting someone to buy like 3 yards of fabric, the chances of another customer needing that exact same cut are it's obviously lower. By what degree? I don't know. It depends on the fabric. That just seems very strange to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. You know what, Denise, this makes sense. If the fabric has if it has flaws, if it's dirty, like in my case it had a footprint, that would make sense. That would make absolute sense if there are issues with the product, which is the fabric. That makes absolute sense. But customers just returning it for whatever reason, like, you shouldn't really be able to do that. But if there's a problem with the item, I think you should absolutely be able to return it. But yeah, this policy is just, yeah, it's like, no wonder they're having issues here. No wonder this is all going on. Yeah, I've never heard you can return fabric. This is ridiculous. They need to end that. Like, if you have a legitimate problem with the fabric, I think you should be able to return it and get all of your money back. But if you're returning it just because you, like, changed your mind or, like, whatever, then there needs to be an end to that, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If people can just return, if people know in their, like, in one of the examples that one of the employees had in this thread is that photographers will buy fabric for, like, a photo shoot, like a baby photo shoot, and then they'll return it after the photo shoot is over. So the employees were saying they would, like, inspect the fabric to make sure it wasn't dirty or whatever. But, like, that's a crappy thing to do. Like, if you're a photographer and you're buying fabric, or, like, you're an influencer and you're buying fabric for, like, backdrops or photo shoots, you're just as bad as the person that's buying clothes to wear for an event and then returning it later. Like, please don't do that. That's a crappy thing to do. And you may not realize this, but indirectly, you are raising prices for everyone because the company is going to eat the cost of that. And we're all going to pay for that. So, like, please don't do that. If you're out there and you're, you know, a baby photographer, don't buy fabric and return it later. That's just not cool. That's just really not cool. Bet you won't get a smile. I haven't seen too many smiles in Joann's lately. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, if it's 90 days, it goes back at the lowest price. So if you don't have the receipt, can you still exchange or get a store credit after 90 days? I don't know. I feel like if you don't have a receipt, there should definitely be a time limit for getting an exchange or a store credit. You should not be able to indefinitely, without a receipt, be able to get an exchange or a store credit. Yeah. I've been at the fabric counter where a person tried to return fabric that had a square cut of it. They wanted to return the amount they hadn't used because they wouldn't need it. Like, you should not be doing that. Yeah, you should not be doing that kind of thing. That's ridiculous. They've had return fabric policy for as long as I can remember, and you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, that's just crazy. Oh, wow, that would really jack with inventory. Yeah. I would never buy a sewing machine from Joann simply because of the inability to return it if I wasn't satisfied. Dealers will let you return machines within a time window. Yeah, if there's an issue with the sewing machine, it's going to be a huge hassle for you to deal directly with the manufacturer. Definitely easier. That's why a lot of people like shopping at Amazon, is because their return policy is so generous. And it's very easy. Yeah, I think that's crazy. So many businesses are now having restock fees. And you know what? They should be. I do think there are some exceptions. Like, if you purchase something and there's a problem with it right out of the box, I feel like the retailer should waive fees because you're only returning it because you have a problem. But if you're returning it for no good reason, or because you changed your mind, or you don't want it anymore, or in the egregious case of you using something and trying to return it, then I think the restock fees make absolute sense. But sometimes customers legitimately have a problem with the item, and you should be able to return it without any cost to you. They will still cut into returned yardage and sell it at regular cost. Joann's fabrics are so artificially inflated that I think even the remnant prices are still above cost. Restock fees seem pretty standard. It's weird you can return fabric you wouldn't at most quilt stores. Exactly. I wonder what Michael's fabric return policy is, or if they, let's check it out. Let's see what Michael's, let's see if we can find out. All right, I got to cough real quick. Hold on a sec. Okay, this one makes way more sense. All right, so let's take a look at the Michaels policy. Brought that up. All right, so Michaels says, if your Michaels.com purchase does not meet your satisfaction, you may return it within 2 months, 60 days of purchase, except for online-only costumes and accessory kits, which must be returned 7 days prior to the holiday. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. To return an item, the item must be new, unused, and it is in its original packaging. You may return your order to any Michaels store or request a return through your online account. All right, without a receipt, if you'd like to return an item excluding sample products but do not have the receipt, packing slip, or confirmation email, you will be required to present a valid photo ID. Michaels will make a reasonable attempt to assist in locating a receipt by offering receipt lookup for online or in-store purchases made with Michaels rewards card number. For receipts that are located, returns will follow the return with receipt method. The item value, it doesn't actually really click. It's a little vague. The item value will be verified and retained by the Michaels. It doesn't actually say you can return stuff. Yeah, it doesn't really say you can, it's a little bit vague. Like, it doesn't say what they're going to do. It kind of seems like they want you to have a receipt. This is just for in stores. All right. Refunds. The appropriate tax amount by item will be included with your refund. Original shipping and handling fees, if applicable, will be deducted from the value of your refund unless the return is a result of our error. See, now that's a good policy. Like, if it's their fault, they will return your shipping and handling fees. Refunds will be issued in the same form as payment originally used for purchase, except as specified below. Purchases made with the debit card will be refunded as cash. A store return card will be issued for all purchases made using a gift card or gift receipt purchases. All right, at this time, we do not offer exchanges. If you would like to exchange a product, please return it using our returns process and then place a new order. All right, third-party purchases. All right, it looks like if you do the marketplace, so that's a third-party, it looks like you can do a return, but you can't return items in store, so you have to do it online. All right, Michael's store purchases are also 60 days, original method of payment. Let's see here. Returns purchased with a check require a 10-day waiting period. Make sure that your check isn't going to bounce. All right, online purchases made with PayPal will be refunded in cash. All right, all returns and exchanges must be new, unused, and in original packaging. Okay, here we go. Our policy also covers your online purchases. Returns without a receipt. Okay. All Michael's stores will require proof of purchase. Okay, so you cannot return anything to Michael's without a receipt, which again, I think makes a lot of sense. Because I think some of these retailers has policies that are like just asking for them to be abused. All Michael's stores will require proof of purchase for returns or exchanges. Michael's will make every attempt, all right, to assist in locating a receipt. All right, for returns in which the receipt cannot be located, a valid photo ID must be presented and will be recorded. Information from a customer ID will be retained in a secure database. Refunds will be given at the item's lowest price sold within the previous 90 days. Refunds will be given in the form of a store return card and or merchandise exchange. Okay, so you can't get like your money back if you don't have a receipt. All right, exceptions. Cricut products are returnable or exchangeable only if packaging is unopened and a receipt is provided. All right, items damaged or deemed defective during the manufacturer's warranty period must be returned directly to the manufacturer. Okay. So, I mean, I think this policy this is a better policy from a business standpoint. Gift cards and prepaid cards are not returnable or exchangeable except where required by law. Custom framing orders may be reworked at the same store location within 14 days of pickup. Classes are refundable up to start date of class. Online or in-store sales of cut fabric are final sale and are not returnable or exchangeable except where required by law. So Michael's return policy for fabric, they don't have one. If you order cut fabric, it's final sale, no returns or exchanges. Michael's reserves the right to limit returns or exchanges. Clearance sales are considered final, sold as is, and are not returnable for a refund or exchange. Parties can be canceled or can be canceled with a refund issued up to 7 days prior to date of party. Within 7 days, no refunds will be given. Again, I think there needs to be limits for these types of policies. The Michael's policy, I think Joann should do something more like this. This makes a lot more sense. Like, you can't just let people do whatever, because you're going to get people who commit fraud or who really abuse the returns policies. I just think Joann's policies, I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. All right, let's take a look at our poll. Okay, so holy cow, so far 46 of you voted. 91% of you did not know that the Joann's has no limit on the returns. So this is interesting. Only 9% of you were aware of that. 91% of you were like me and you didn't know. Because I was like, is this real? And it's real. I just could not believe that. All right. Not aware, but I'm not interested in buying fabric that has been returned. Gross. Yeah, my thought, like, I don't think I would want to buy fabric that had been returned either. Like, maybe if it was, like, at a deep discount. But generally, not really. Like, you just don't know what they've done to the fabric, even if it looks okay. Like, I would be a little creeped out by that too. I knew you can return fabric, but not that there wasn't a time limit. How are they supposed to make a financial comeback with that policy? That's my question too, Lisa. I got some questions for Joann's. Like, no wonder they're in this situation. Yeah, unfortunately, you wouldn't know it was returned when you bought. Like, if it was already cut, though, like, you would kind of know. You know what I mean? Like, you'd kind of know. Yeah, a lot of fabrics go out of style, so returning is strange. Like, and the fact that you can return fabric, cut fabric with no time limit is crazy to me. Yeah, so a lot of you are kind of in the same camp I am. Return a fabric seems odd to me. If I can't use it now, put it in my stash. I can always use it later in another project. I would agree with you. Yeah. All right, Target app records online and in-store purchases. If you use their barcode while checking out, meaning you always have a receipt. Wish more stores, yeah, they should definitely be doing something like that. I don't know. This is just, my mind was blown when I read that there was no time limit. Yeah, I don't know. Only time I've returned fabric is when it had hidden flaws. Yeah, exactly. At the California chain Fabricland, it was an argument to exchange. The assistant manager I knew approved it as the manager tried to argue it was cut fabric. Like, yeah, if there's a problem with your fabric and you didn't see it until you got home or something like that, I think they should take the return. But letting people just return fabric for whatever reason, like, they gotta nip that one in the bud. Like, that doesn't make any sense. With the fabric return, how would they know the fabric content in order to resell? Like, I have a lot of I just see so many issues, so many areas where this could go sideways. Yeah, many places would throw it in the remnant bin with unknown fibers. Yeah, LL Bean used to have a ridiculous return policy. They learned the hard way. And what I want to say about this too, like, Eddie Bauer had a very generous warranty as well. Like, I think I once got a backpack replaced because I had issues with it or something, like when I was a kid. Unfortunately, people who abuse this type of policy, they ruin it for everyone, because then the company ends up having to end it because, like, we can't have nice things. It's like this, if everyone is like an honest person and only tries to return or get things replaced for legitimate reasons, you know, a company like LL Bean can do this, but they end up having to end policies like this, generous, nice warranties, because there are people who unfortunately will abuse it. And a lot of retail companies now are even cracking down on people who return things over and over again because they're costing the company a lot of money. I mean, yeah, I don't know how this is sustainable over a long period of time. It doesn't make any sense. I just think it's crazy. I really do. I'm like, this, yeah, I just don't know how you can have a policy like that. Like, you're just going to lose money. So I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that was just unaware of this, because I was totally unaware of it. And yeah, I saw this and I just could not believe that Joann's has no time limit on returns, including fabric by the yard. Like, there was nothing in that with like an asterisk for fabric. Yeah. I would not, yeah, I don't know, Denise. I do not know. I would not want to buy fabric that had been returned. I consider it to be unhygienic. I'd be pretty skeeved out by that too. Not gonna lie. I read somewhere that if you return stuff a lot to any business, it is tracked by a third-party business, and that you can be refused a return if you're marked as a big returner. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And I do think, again, I think companies and retailers need to strike a healthy balance between good customer service, but also not allowing fraud or repeated abuse of these policies, because, you know, it just ends up ruining things. It just ends up ruining things for everyone. Yeah, there are people that use makeup almost to the bottom of the container and then they try to return it. You should not be, like, I'm sorry, but I've known people who've done stuff like that, and I just think it's really, unethical, dishonest, and you end up hurting everyone else besides yourself because we're all paying for you to be a chronic returner. I'm just not really a fan of that type of thing. And I don't blame the companies for cracking down because it's costing them a lot of money. They end up having to raise the price for everyone. And then we're all paying more for everything because of people like that. I have no sympathy for those types of people. I think they're crappy people. I do not like it. I think it's terrible. I just think it's terrible. So let me know in the chat, what do you think about this return policy? I cannot throw enough side-eye at Joann's for continuing to have this lax of a return policy post-bankruptcy. Like, you guys have to shut that down. If you're with, I don't know if the people with Joann's watch this show, but if there's anybody with the company at headquarters that's watching this, you probably need to make some changes to that policy because that's not helping. That's just not helping at all. All right, Costco has a generous return policy, but they track it. If someone returns too much or used items, Costco will cancel the membership. And they have every right to do that because, they have every right to do that. And I think there needs to be some deterrent from people doing stuff like this because that's just nuts. That's just nuts. And, it's unsustainable for businesses. Again, even in my own Etsy shop, I generally do not accept returns or exchanges or anything like that because, again, this is a small operation. I cannot afford to do that. Even if, I would definitely make some exceptions if there was an error on my part, but generally no, because even if I had a policy where someone could return something to me unopened, minus the shipping cost, I would definitely not refund for the shipping cost. But that still costs me time and resources to deal with the return and all that stuff. I'm also out the shipping supplies. So I want to say to people who do shit like this, please don't. It's hurting. You might not think you're hurting anybody, but you are. And if you're doing this to small businesses, that's especially horrible because that business owner, like someone like me who has a small Etsy shop, we got to eat the cost for that if you try to return stuff. So I have pretty strict policies. If that deters some customers, I'm okay with that because I don't want that type of customer coming to the Etsy shop if they're going to be like that. I'd rather just not deal with them in the first place if there's a problem. Now, I think in all of the time I've had the Etsy shop for 3 years or something, I think I've had 2 orders where there was a legitimate error on my part and I made things right for the customer despite my policies because it was my fault. And if something is my fault or if something gets damaged in shipping or whatever, I would not hesitate to make things right for that customer. But I'm not going to do that for someone who's trying to scam me or trying to commit some type of fraud or who's just a poor quality person, like someone with no character. I don't owe that to that person, and I will stand up to somebody like that if I think they're trying to pull one over on me because that's just not right, that's just not right. And it's because, on one hand, Amazon has made things super easy and convenient for people to return things, but I also think on the flip side, there's a negative to that because people have sort of gotten used to being able to do that. And then they try to do that with every business, small and large. And the reality is that a small business cannot provide that same level of ease of returns or exchanges that a company like Amazon can do. So that's sort of my little rant about return policies. Yeah, I'm still shocked that Joann's has that type of policy because I just cannot believe that. Let's take another look at the poll. All right, it's now 10% of you did know that Joann's had no time limit. 90% of you did not. Thank you for voting. We'll keep the poll open for a little bit because this is interesting. 61 votes. And by the way, if you are here, you're enjoying the show, it helps. Be sure to hit that like button. Engagement really helps here on the channel. If you're here and you haven't hit the like button, that helps me out. You can subscribe to Sewing Report Live. Again, also helps with the channel. But if you're enjoying this program, you're having some fun, participate in the chat, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That all really helps. All right. I simply keep what I buy. Lol, what a novel. I know, right? Like, I generally only return things if I have like a legitimate problem with it. Like, I'm not usually the type of person that just buys things and returns them, just cause. That's not really my thing. There's a big difference between returning something unopened, unused, and something that's been used, but some folks will abuse generous return policies. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But even if you're returning something that's unopened and unused, it still costs the company money to return. Every time they got to process a return, they got to restock the shelves. So I can definitely understand why companies are starting to crack down and implement stricter policies. I understand that. I have fabric that is 20 years old, and I also have the receipt for it, not returning though. But apparently you could. That's the crazy thing. You could return that. Yeah. Jen helped me understand why Joann sells odd lamps, but not the replacement bulbs. It seems like yet another bad business decision. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, this is an interesting. I bet they would be the most shoplifted item in the store. That may be, you may be onto something there. I just received a Joann's fabric order yesterday for 4 yards. And once again, my fabric is short about 9 inches. Wow. They do this 0.9% of the time. I don't live near a store. Now, in this situation, I think you should at least be able to get a partial refund. If you didn't get all of the fabric you ordered, they should do something like that, because I've heard of that happening a lot, and that's not right either. If they shorted you 9 inches, that's a lot. And Joann's should at least give you like a partial refund, or allow you to refund that if you don't have enough fabric for your project. Like, that's not cool either. Fiskars has an amazing return policy, but their rulers keep losing their lines. I need to replace my ruler again. Yeah, that's interesting about the odd light bulbs. Yeah, go with OmniGrid. Okay, I'm kind of a fangirl of the creative grids. Those are my favorite rulers, personally. Batteries and stocks, some odd light bulbs, but not the one, batteries plus, but not the ones that cost more than the lamps. Interesting. They used to sell replacement light bulbs. I've never really looked for those at Joann's. So I don't know. Yeah, I think they should refund Mad 14 karat for the shortage. At the very least. They should do that. Yeah. That's not right. That's just not right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they weren't selling enough of them, so they decided not to carry them anymore. I don't know. That's pretty interesting, though. That's interesting. All right, I got to cough real quick. Hold on a second. All right. So there is something else I would like to touch on. Just a quick kind of update. There is a website / app called Backstitch. I've talked about it before here on the channel, but it's a really great idea. It's a tool that helps you organize your fabric and your pattern stash. And it also has like a community element. It allows you to meet other people. You can see what other people are working on. You can review patterns, you can show people your projects, and kind of as sort of a blogging thing going on. I signed up. Admittedly, I haven't. I've kind of fallen behind with like using the tool, but I think the idea is really cool. And it could be a really huge thing for the sewing community. So it's called Backstitch. Again, I did a video on it on the main channel. I talked about it here as well. But it's a pretty cool thing. So I want to show it to you. So it's called a better way to organize your sewing, plan your projects, organize your fabric stash, and discover inspiring patterns while connecting with a community that shares your passion with sewing. Just super cool thing. And I've been following the founders I've been following them on Instagram. It's kind of cool. It's free to use. They have like a plus subscription. I'm not normally like too jazzed about subscription stuff, but I do think this is kind of a cool thing. So if you haven't signed up, I would definitely, you can sign up for the beta wait list. I'm on there at Sewing Report. And the founders post a lot of really helpful updates on Instagram. And they're also very responsive to user feedback. I think this is cool, and I believe they're working on, like, it's not, like, in the App Store, but it's, like, very mobile-friendly, so you can pull up the website on your phone, and you can also create a shortcut for your phone. So it is a web-based app. But I saw this update on Instagram, and I wanted to tell you this because this is kind of a big deal for them, and it also touches on a lot of things we've been talking about with, like, trademark and intellectual property. So Backstitch posted an update that I guess they're going to have to change the name. So they're not going to be able to be Backstitch anymore. And I think this upcoming week, I'm going to try to reach out to them and see if they want to maybe like do an interview about the what it is, but also talk about what's going on, because this is sort of nuts. I don't know if they can talk about it, but I noticed this update and I thought it was interesting. So it says, we are changing our name, so don't be alarmed when the name and logo on our site and on Instagram is changed in a few days. So in a few days from now, Backstitch will, I guess, no longer be Backstitch. Of course, we would rather not do something so drastic, but we've decided that a name change is better than getting entangled in a legal mess. So basically it says, we are changing our name. This is due to a U.S. trademark dispute that we have no interest in fighting. And I believe the Backstitch founders are from, like, I think from Europe, somewhere in Europe, I believe. In the coming days, we'll be transitioning the name and logo on our site plus Instagram. A new name, which will be revealed soon, will take some time to get used to, but we are still the same platform, and we hope you have some patience as we sort this out. This is huge. Guru and Andre. So this is, we don't have the time, interest, or money to fight this. We'd much rather spend our energy and focus on improving the platform for you. This has been a stressful week for us, but we will do our best to make this a seamless transition for you guys. You shouldn't really notice much else than a new logo here and there. We're excited to share our name soon. This is, wow, I feel bad for these folks because, yeah, that sucks. That really sucks that they're running into a trademark issue. Yeah, and again, this isn't unheard of. This happens quite a bit with businesses. And yeah, this is not fun. So I guess they're going to be getting a new name and they're going to have to change everything over. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out though, I highly recommend you to join the waitlist and check it out because it seems like it'll be a really useful tool for people. Let's see if they're responding to comments. Yeah. Haha, we were joking about calling it Untitled Sewing App in the interim, but no, thank you. Wow. All right, so I guess they're going to, in a few days, it's not going to be Backstitch anymore. I guess we're going to TBD. Yeah, but yeah, people really like it so far. The feedback's been great. And what I like about the Backstitch founders is that they've been continuing to make improvements to the platform. Let me try to search the USPTO website to see if, I kind of want to see if Backstitch is, like what the trademark is. Let's see what we got here. Okay, trademarks guide. Okay, oh wait, let's see if I can search this. I want to see if we can search for the trademark here. Okay, let's see here. Trademark. All right, how do you search this? So I want to see if I can find, like, who has the trademark here. Trademark search system. Okay. All right, so let's search for this. All right. Because I'm curious to see who has Backstitch trademarked. Backstitch. Okay, general search. Let's do a search here. Okay, ooh. All right, there's a few. So, and again, if you missed the conversation I did a couple weeks ago with Rob Freund on intellectual property, we actually go over trademark law a bit. So that will kind of correlate nicely with this topic. But yeah, if you have there can be trademark disputes, and if you want to fight it, you have to have a lot of money. You got to have a lot of money to do that. So, pretty interesting. So, let's see who has got the trademark. So, looks like there's two. So, there's one that's live and registered, and it's for coffee. So, it's owned by Bespoken Coffee Roasters, LLC. And then there's a corporation that's retail store services featuring clothing, outdoor apparel. And that's live and pending. So I guess that's like on the way. So let's see where this takes us here. Okay, it says this is for the class 35 retail store services. And this does cover quite a bit. So I don't know if this would directly conflict with the sewing community or like the sewing category, but it's not unheard of for companies to kind of be very aggressive with the enforcement. And even if the Backstitch people are in the right legally, it would take them a lot of money and time and lawyers to fight it, and they might not want to do that, so I totally understand that. So this is for retail store services featuring clothing, outdoor apparel, bags, backpacks, lots of, look at how much this does cover. Outdoor apparel, yeah, clothing, all kinds of stuff. So let's see what this Backstitch. All right, so this is Backstitch out of Oregon. Let's see if we can find out some more information. Mark information, Backstitch. The mark consists of standard characters without claim to any particular font, style, size, or color. Current owners, Backstitch Inc. out of Oregon. Let's see if I can find this. Backstitch Inc. Oregon. Let's see what they do. Okay. There's actually a couple search results for Backstitch. Okay, there's a couple that come up. There is this Backstitch.io, and it says tailor-made employee communications. Doesn't look like they have a trademark, though. But then there's also, I wonder if this is the one. Backstitch, it says, our passion is making outdoor-inspired, accessible products. So we are a mission-driven social benefit company founded in the high... So this might be it. I don't know exactly what they make, though. Custom equipment and accessories, consulting with brands. Yeah, so this might be... So it looks like they design and manufacture, like, different products or something. Yeah, let's see their Instagram. I'm curious. So this is out of Bend, Oregon. But kind of interesting. All right, so this is what they, I guess, make. So I wonder if these are the people that might, maybe try to contact Backstitch with a sewing app. Yeah, so it looks like they make a lot of different products. And their trademark actually covers a lot of categories. So this is back. Let's see if it's the same people, though. So let's go back. Yeah, it looks like this is the same company. So it says they're both out of Bend, Oregon. So it does look like this is probably the same company. Let's see, goods and services. Okay. So this is how you can kind of look up to see what is trademarked. All right, let me take a look at the other company. So this is another Backstitch, but this one probably isn't. This doesn't seem like it would be. Let's see. Although the other trademark, though, they're not. This one is pending, so I don't even. I think this is the one that's not active. So that's pretty interesting, too. I don't know. Yeah. So it says a pending trademark has been examined and has been published in a way that provides an opportunity for the public to oppose its registration. So I wonder if they're the ones that are coming after Backstitch, the app. Then there's this Backstitch. They have a live registration. So I don't know. It could be this person, too. I don't know. We don't know. Current owners, this is Bespoken okay, this is also out of Oregon. Bespoken Coffee Roasters. Let's see what this is. We're doing a little on-the-fly research here. All right, so this is Bespoken Coffee Roasters. They also got the trademark to Backstitch for, let's see what their category is here. Okay, they only have it for coffee, so theirs is just for coffee. So I'm going to guess, if I had to guess, I would probably lean more towards the Backstitch, the company that makes products, I guess. So kind of interesting, but if you use Backstitch or if you've been following this particular tool, looks like they're getting into a bit of a trademark dispute, so they're going to have to change the name. And actually, I've known people who've had to change the name of their business because of a trademark dispute. It's definitely not unheard of. So, this is kind of insane. Let's see. So, let's look at the coffee. See, I don't know why they trademarked, not really sure why this coffee company trademarked Backstitch, but they did. Maybe that's the name of one of their they got the Backstitch blend. Okay. So this is why the coffee company trademarked Backstitch. They have a blend called Backstitch for whatever reason. So it says, so this is why. But coffee really has nothing to do with sewing, so I don't really know if that could conflict. Backstitch is a coffee for all seasons, all weather, and all methods. It's a blend whose components, I don't know what that has to do with backstitching, but who knows. So that's the latest with Backstitch, the sewing app. Really sorry to hear that, though, because that really sucks to... It just really sucks to be dealing with all that. Let me see if they're talking about this on the community tab. Let's see if they're... I'm curious to see if they're... Maybe they've talked about this a bit. I don't know. All right, let me see if we can do that. Let's see what's going on here. But they've really been... They're very good about being involved with the community and everything. Let me see if we can find a thread. Okay, let's see. All right, so... All right, let's see if they're talking about this at all. I don't know. Support and feedback. All right, this is general. Probably not here. Support and feedback. Feature, maybe they're I'm curious to see if they're talking about this somewhere. But yeah, this is what the Backstitch website looks like. It's very, I will say it's pretty user-friendly. You can, use it to categorize your whole fabric stash and your patterns. I think the idea is really cool. All right, yeah, I don't really see them... I don't really see them talking about it too much. But yeah, kind of a bummer. I think that stinks for them. You know what I'm saying here? All right, let me go back to Backstitch. But I mean, they've been it stinks because they put a lot of work into this. And it's definitely going to be a lot of hassle for them to change everything for sure. All right, so let's see what they're talking about in the comments here. All right. Manage, yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry to hear that, though. This is not fun. Not fun at all. Everyone's been very supportive, though. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Backstitch, definitely at least follow the account on Instagram, sign up for the beta, check it out. I think the tool is very promising for the sewing community, and the founders seem very dedicated to actually being involved in the, like, they're not just trying to sell something to the sewing community, but they seem vested in the success of the sewing community and then actually helping. So I am going to try to get in touch with them and, you know, see if maybe I can bring them on in some capacity. All right, let's, yeah, Debbie, I need to maybe see if I can get a coffee sponsor here. Again, as I was mentioning last week, I think that would really, that wouldn't conflict with the type of content we do here, and it would still, you know, possibly help, you know, support the channel. Also, if you do want to support the channel, I have linked up at the top of the chat. I linked some of the affiliates, and I also have linked to, I have some affiliate links in the description box. And again, of course, if you shop the Sewing Report Etsy store, that also helps me personally as well. But yeah, maybe I could do like some sort of coffee sponsor. I'll have to see if I can find a coffee company that has like affiliate stuff or something going on, because I drink a lot of coffee, so that would actually be a pretty ideal sponsorship for me. Another thing, I do have an affiliate link. I don't know if I have it in this description box, but I do have like some sort of like referral link for like Mint Mobile, and I'm personally a big fan of the company. That's what I use for my phone service. It's great. It's very budget friendly, and I've had nothing but good. I have nothing but good things to say. So like companies I genuinely support and personally use, I would have no trouble with doing sponsorships with them, or doing some sort of like, you know, plugs during the show for them, if it makes sense. But I would not promote companies that I don't personally feel, you know, that I wouldn't purchase from ordinarily. So it would have to be companies that I actually like, companies that I've tried out, checked out, vetted. But I am going to look into that a little bit more. You know, I think at this point in 2024, I think people understand that content creators obviously need to sustain themselves financially. So I feel like the stigma for like sponsored, you know, ad reads and things like that, it's kind of over. So I'm probably going to look into that a little bit just to try to help this channel a little bit more be, you know, financially stable and be able to continue to do shows like that. So I will be looking into things that wouldn't be in conflict with covering the sewing and craft industry, but things that would be sort of conjunctive, you know, things like coffee. Again, I'm not going to be reporting on the coffee industry, so that wouldn't really be a problem, but things that I actually like. Let's take a look at some of the comments here. Let's see here. I prefer Creative Grids rulers. I just need a new 6x24 inch. I've had my Fiskars replaced more than once. Okay. So many lights are LED now. No bulb replacement needed. Yeah, that is a good thing about LED light bulbs. Okay. Yeah, it's like how the Great British Bake Off can't be called that in the US. It has to be called Baking Show since Pillsbury owns Bake Off. Yeah, some of the things that are trademarked, you really have to be careful what you're using in business or, you know, even publicly online, because a lot of things are trademarked or, you know, protected. Yeah, I guess Backstitch coffee blend. Who knew, you know? Robert Redford had a lawsuit against Fort Worth, Texas Sundance Square. He said Sundance was his trademark. Yeah, it can be pretty nuts. Yes, Debbie, we love coffee here. Hey, I have had 3 cups of coffee today, so I'm no stranger. I'm no stranger to coffee here. I'm too much of a klutz to have coffee in my sewing room. Yeah. Same here. I generally try. Yeah, I haven't spilled anything in the while, but I am pretty careful with the coffee here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad other people have tried Backstitch. It is a really cool thing, and I wish them the best because I think it's really neat. I also like that they do have like a paid subscription, but they made it so that most of the features are available with the free version, so it's not necessary to purchase the paid version, which I like. All right. I appreciate that, Debbie. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been thinking of ways where, again, I could find some way to like fuel this channel financially, but without compromising the independence. And I think the way to do it is going to be to, maybe promote things that aren't really directly in this particular realm, but things that are close. So that's what I'm thinking, like things like coffee or like Mint Mobile, stuff like that. Things that I personally use and I know you all use, but that wouldn't conflict with being able to report on the industry. So that is pretty important to me. And, it's something it's something that all content creators, if you do this for a living, it is something you have to really think about. So, yeah, let me look in my, okay, and the poll now. All right, so at this point, 101 of you have voted. 87% of you did not know Joann return policy had no time limit. 13% of you did. All right. Continue to vote if you're just tuning in. Yeah, I had no idea that Joann return policy had no time limit. I was just very surprised. I was very surprised by that. But yeah, if you would like to support Sewing Report Live, there are affiliate links and links to the Etsy shop in the description here. So if that's something you would like to do. Yeah, I don't think I have my Mint Mobile link in here, but maybe I'll start plugging it because I do get a referral. And it's with that one, I don't get paid. But if somebody uses the referral link and signs up, it's something like where I will get like a $25 credit on my account or something like that. So basically, I can help myself get like free or discounted phone service. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Let me see if I can find it. I'm a big fan of Mint Mobile. I've had Mint Mobile for almost 3 years, and I think it's a great like budget phone plan. I've really had no issues with it. I bought my phone from them, and I've had this iPhone for almost 3 years, and I haven't really had any problems. So now let me see if I can find I'll find my link for Mint Mobile here. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, I'll put this in the chat here, and maybe I'll put some more links in the description box. I don't know. See if it's something you want to check out. You want to check out Mint Mobile? Feel free to go ahead. That's my referral link. I also have a referral link for this thing called RAKUTEN. And basically, it's a way to earn cash back at online and in-person stores. So if you want to check that out, you're welcome to too. So maybe I'll put some of these links in the description box just so you can check them out. Also, I'm a Sew Tights affiliate. I sell Sew Tights, some Sew Tights products in the Sewing Report Etsy shop, but I also am a Sew Tights affiliate. So if you purchase anything from sewtights.com, they do sell some things that I don't stock in the Etsy shop. You can get 15% off of your order with the coupon code Sewing Report, and that link is also in the description box. So yeah, I'll probably, I will probably update some of my links, add some more affiliate stuff. If you want to check them out, you can, no pressure. But if it's something you would like to, every little bit does help. To be honest with you, it really does help. So it's just some ways. Again, content creators, if you like content and you want to see more of it, these people have to pay their bills, myself included. So just, thank you in advance. And I know a lot of you do shop the Sewing Report Etsy, so I really appreciate that as well. All right, let me get some water here. And I kind of have a non-update as well about Etsy policies. Last week we talked about how Etsy had sort of recategorized a lot of things, but also clarified their policy about listing photos. And I had some questions about not being able to use stock or commercial images, like images provided by the company, for certain products like sewing notions and fabric, especially fabric bundles like fat quarter bundles. Those typically come pre-packaged. They're in plastic. They're a bit hard to photograph without actually opening up the package, and then you got the open package. So I did try to do Etsy customer support chat, and And they were not helpful at all. They weren't really able to tell me what's up or clarify. They told me I might fall under working with a production partner, which really is not true at all. So that didn't really help. So I wasn't really able to get answers because my question was, some of these items, you have to like take them out of the package and then it's like open box. If you want to photograph them yourself, if you are required to take all of your own photos. And for some shops that like sell a lot of fabric, you know, that's kind of a burden on them because especially if you're selling things like fat quarter bundles, you're basically kind of eating the cost of opening up each of these bundles or like certain products, and you either have to keep it and not be able to sell it, or you know, you might have to sell it at a bit of a loss or like a reduced price because the package has been opened. So I wasn't really able to get an answer on that. I did try to post the question on the Etsy community forum, and that was definitely a mistake because it was very much like Reddit in terms of like the types of people there. I don't know what's up with these people, but like nobody was really helpful. You get people that are clearly just cruising these community forums all day, and they're like trying to be like, no, like it was very weird. I had like one person that was like trying to be helpful, but then everybody else was like, I don't know what was up their butt, but they were just like, they were just trying to like start online arguments with people or like attack people for no reason. So that was completely unhelpful and definitely a mistake. I will not be posting anything in the Etsy community forum. It looks like a dumpster fire. And nobody was able to really provide any clarity. And all these people did was like, it's like they're trying to find problems with anything anybody says. And that's sort of like the attitude there. It's like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like just go away. So that was kind of interesting in a bad way. And I will definitely not be participating in that community. The people there seem pretty toxic. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? Not helpful. And then I ended up just getting attacked for even posing the question and explaining my dilemma. So that was not fun. And I was like, holy crap, these people are weird. These people are very weird. All right, send you love from the other side of I-4 in Orlando. Thank you very much. Bex, the Etsy shop is sewingreport.etsy.com. And it's also linked in the description box. Debbie, all right, you're the MVP, most valuable player for this live stream. Thank you very much for the super sticker. You watch pretty much every week. I greatly appreciate it. And you've also donated to the show before. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very, very, very much. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to leave this up here for a little bit. Debbie, you rock. You rock. All right, you know, Irene wants to know the beta invite for Backstitch. I will put the beta link in the description box here. All right, let's see here. Sign up for beta access. Okay. So this is where you can sign up for the Backstitch beta. I guess in a few days it'll have a different name. So it's going to be something else. So again, thank you very much, Debbie. You did not have to do that. And again, if you would like to super chat, super sticker, super whatever, it's always appreciated, completely optional. You know, again, if you can afford to do this and you would like to, always appreciated. Yeah, so yeah, people, yeah, that Etsy community forum, I was like, holy, like, I don't know what's up with these people, but it was very similar to my experience on Reddit. Again, not a positive one. It's like people aren't really trying to be helpful. They're just trying to like be know-it-all a-holes, and that was sort of the vibe. And I was like, holy crap, that was weird. Let's see here. Oh, thank you so much, Debbie. I heard T-Mobile bought Mint. And yeah, so far it's been okay. They haven't messed with Mint's business model. I trust any of your affiliations and look them up if I have any. Yeah, my experience with Mint so far has been pretty good. I would not be surprised if they raise the price a bit over the next year or so, but They actually have not raised the prices of the plans since I've been with Mint. I think they did slightly tweak the tiers, like how many gigs you get for what price, but it's still very reasonable in my opinion. And they haven't made any like drastic changes so far. The other thing is you can prepay for a plan, but you're not really under a contract. They also have different tiers. So you can purchase things by like 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. You obviously save the most money if you do the annual plan. But you're not really, it's prepaid. So I think I paid like, for my plan, it's like $240 for the year for, I think I have like, it's like unlimited talk, but like I think I have like 10 gigabytes of data a month. But here's the thing. If you are mostly at home or in a situation with wireless internet, you really don't use hardly any of your data, which is my situation. So if you work from home, or if you are in a situation where you have Wi-Fi all the time or most of the time, you're really not going to use data very much, and you can do one of the lower data plans, because you're not really going to need very much data. So I'm personally a big fan of Mint Mobile. Also, I posted something on social media on like one of my other accounts. Just that, like, they sent me like this funny Ryan Reynolds like Christmas ornament, and I posted it online, and they asked for my address, and they sent me a swag box of Mint stuff, which was super cool. So that was very unexpected. All right, you're very welcome, Irene. Yeah, check it out. It's I don't know how often they open the beta, but it's like fairly often. And I think what they're doing is super cool. So check out Backstitch for sure. And I think you will be very, I think you're going to find it very interesting. You can also meet a lot of people. You can chat with people. It's very cool. So if you want to check out Rakuten for cashback or Mint Mobile, I do have links in the chat. Yeah, and I guess I'll start adding them to the links in this show. You know, just to give people the option. You don't have to, but again, these are things that even though they're not directly related to sewing, these are things most people do use. In fact, I use right now, Rakuten Cashback has 7% cash back with Joann's. So like how it works is it'll tell you like for each online site you go to, like, you know, if they have a thing with Rakuten, and sometimes the cash back can be like 15%, 12%. And it kind of accumulates in your account, and then they actually give you cash back in the form of PayPal credit every quarter. So you can actually save a little bit of money by doing it. So good stuff. Good stuff for sure. So yeah, that's all I pretty much have for tonight. Let's hang out for a little bit though. I'm going to turn the music back on. Get some water here. Man, my ice is kind of completely melted. Yeah, I wanted to go low-key tonight. It's just one of those days. You know what I'm saying here. Yeah, let's hang out for a little bit. We'll chill. If you have any questions, comments on anything we talk about tonight, let me know. If you're watching on the replay, greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Hit the like button on your way out as well. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe to Sewing Report Live. You can also subscribe to the main channel of Sewing Report. You can do that as well. Streaming any new shows, you know, I still haven't caught up with the Outdaughtered TV show. And, you know, I know House of the Dragon is currently in the new season. I haven't even watched any of season 2. I'll probably try to check it out when it's over. But the Outdaughtered show on TLC, good stuff. I'm like kind of hooked on that. I'm trying to think what else I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching like more like educational stuff this week, like just various podcasts and whatnot. Like content creation kind of stuff, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you have questions about anything, the live shows, topics, stuff off the regular Sewing Report channel, now is your chance. I always have fun doing this too. I love hanging out. I love chatting. I'm really hungry too, so I'm going to eat some dinner pretty soon. I don't know what I want to, we heated up a lasagna last night, so I have that. I'm so hungry right now, guys. I can't even tell you. I'm so hungry. All right, last chance for questions, comments. Also, again, I do want to give one last shout out to the Sewing Report Etsy shop. This is sewingreport.etsy.com, where you can find fabric and sewing supplies. And also, yes, that's a good reminder, because right after this, actually, I'll do this on the stream. I gotta redo the sale because it expired. So, actually, if you want to, I'll hang out and I'll do that. I'll do that with you guys. I'll do that with you guys right now. All right, I've started loading my fabric, and I have some patterns loaded into Backstitch. Awesome, Debbie. That is awesome. And Debbie, what do you like about Backstitch right now? Like, what do you like about the platform? I know it's going to be called something different in a couple days, but what do you think? Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about Backstitch? Lisa, that's a good question. Do you have to be on PayPal to use Rakuten? I'm not sure. You might have to be. So if you don't, let's see. Let me look at the payout thing, because I'm not sure. That's a good question, though. Okay, Lisa, it looks like you can also get a, okay, it also looks like you can get a paper check. So you can get it. So it looks like you can get it. You can get paid in the form of like a regular paper check that they'll mail to you. It also looks like you can do PayPal, or you can do something called membership rewards points. Okay, so I have an American Express account, and it also looks like you can get the rewards in the form of membership reward points if you have American Express. So that's interesting. I did not know that. So you don't necessarily have to have PayPal. You can also, but yeah, I've saved a lot of money through Rakuten. Like every time I'm shopping anywhere, there's usually some cash back. And even if it's only $1 or $2 every time, I mean, that really adds up. But during the holidays, they'll have like pretty massive cash back sales, like 10, 15%. So that can be like, if you're buying something that's $500 and it's 10% cash back, that's $50. So it's pretty good. All right, Debbie says, it helps to motivate me when I see how much stash I'm using. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. I think the Backstitch people seem really nice. And last week I kind of flaked because I was going to reach out to this other lawyer too to talk about stuff. So this upcoming week, I'm going to try my best to reach out to these people. All right, I need some organization for my fabric, pre-cuts, and patterns. Bex, and that's going to be for you. You do need to join the beta to join Backstitch, but I linked it in the chat here. You can also find it if you go to the Backstitch Instagram as well. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, this is interesting. I don't think you need an invite. Yeah. So yeah, you can just sign up for the beta, and then it might take you a little bit for them to like get back to you. But you I think they do it in like waves or something. I'm not really sure. All right, good question, Lisa. So yeah, Rakuten. Here, I'll show you the website here. All right, let's see here. I don't think I reveal any personal info. Let me check this out. So Lisa's asking how Rakuten works. So basically, you can do two things. You can go straight to the website, and it kind of shows you like what cashback offers, and these change all the time. So like one day it could be 3%, another day it could be like 10%. You can like say click on Walmart or something, and then it'll take you automatically to Walmart, and basically it's activated. So if you shop at Walmart, it logs your shopping trip. But there's also like a Google Chrome extension you can use, and you can activate the cash back without going straight to the website. You just have to, click on the little icon in your Google Chrome browser, and you can activate the cash back that way. So it's pretty, it's you know, it's pretty easy to get used to, and it's linked to like a lot of different retailers, restaurants, a lot of stuff. So you can, you know, again, it's just another way to save money. All right, Bex, I'm pretty bad at organizing my fabrics. I'm probably not the best person. I got to get better with this. I'm really bad with fabric organization. So I'm probably not the best person to ask. I'm just being real here. My fabric's kind of all over the place. It's overwhelming, and I need to get better at it. I've also really tried not to buy any more fabric, just because I really do not need more fabric at this point. So I'm really trying to hold back on ordering any more. Because it is what it is. What was I going to show you? Oh yeah, I was going to update the sale, my Etsy sale, so it's updated now. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll hang out for a little bit more. All right, so I got to fix my sale here. All right. So, okay. All right, so next. All right, so I'm doing, all right, not order total. All right, so $60. All right, so momentarily you should see the change reflected in my Etsy shop. All right, so today through August 20th, okay. All right, great discount, okay. Everywhere. Okay, 10% off of orders of $60 or more. Okay, so you should see this momentarily in the shop. It just expired, so I just had to run it again here. I wish they would allow you to do it for longer periods. Okay, so now if you go to the Etsy shop, all right, now this is reflected. Yeah, Lisa, you might like, and again, if you do a lot of online shopping, you know, let's see, I've gotten about, through a lifetime, let's see here, I've earned about $600 just from like doing it, and it went back to my PayPal account. So, I mean, that's not a tiny amount of money, and it's super easy to do. So, it's not, you know, it's pretty, you know, for doing like almost no work, I'd rather save a little bit more money. Plus, sometimes that also stacks with things like if you have an American Express card, or like even a lot of other cards are doing this now, they have a lot of different retailer offers. So you can actually stack those. So you can stack an American Express offer with the Rakuten offer, and if the website's having a sale, you can really get a lot of cumulative savings. Okay, this is an interesting question too. Here's an off-topic question. Did you get to know any of the HSN hosts? Just curious. Like a few of them, I only worked there for like 5 months. A couple of the hosts that I liked, there was one named Siobhan Sarna. She was super nice to me. And again, I wasn't there for very long, but we had a few like casual conversations. She was very nice, very good at her job. There was also a frequent guest host. He was on, like, he does a lot of like electronics, named Bill Duggan. He's on a lot. He was super, super sweet. And like a very genuinely nice guy. I think he still does a lot with HSN, so he's not officially a host, but Bill Duggan is hired by brands to represent different products. So he'll be like, so typically with HSN, there's like a host, a show host, but then there's also like a product or a brand expert, and those people could range from like, again, like a guy like Bill Duggan, who's kind of tried and true, and he can do a lot of different products. So he would get hired by the vendors to represent them. Sometimes the guest host would be like a celebrity, like J-Lo, Serena Williams, Susan Lucci have all been like represented various products, whether it be their line or another line. So it could be a celebrity, but it also could be like a founder of a company. So I worked with a few companies where the product expert was like the CEO or like the company founder. So it could be a lot of, so those are all the people that are like on air at HSN. And I know it might be a little confusing to tell like who's the show host and who's the guest host. One of my former coworkers from, I worked at a local ABC station here in Tampa, and one of my former coworkers ended up getting a job at HSN for several years, hosting there, Sean Daly. He's super nice. So he worked in local TV. He also worked as like a newspaper reporter. I think he's back in local news now. I think he worked at HSN, but I forgot where he's working now. But he went from working in local TV to working at HSN, I think back to TV, back to local TV. But Sean Daly, I know him somewhat well. He's very nice. But also, I worked at HSN in 2011. So it was a very long time ago. But some of those people are still there. But yeah, I had pretty good experiences with most of like the on-air people at HSN. They were pretty nice. Yeah, Rakuten is legit. And it's like the same... It's the same company that also owns the Asian streaming site Viki, Rakuten Viki, so that's kind of interesting too. All right, Debbie says, it's very easy. Okay, so you're talking about Backstitch. It's very easy to add fabric. Hit the add fabric button and you can fill out info like width and length, where purchased, and substrates. It has helped when I was considering a project to sort by amount. Very cool, Debbie. I'm glad you're really enjoying Backstitch. I've got my fabric in 3 different rooms, but I forgot what I have and where it is. I think we've all been there, Bex. Yeah, I've definitely been there myself, for sure. For sure. For sure. Alright, so now when you go to the Sewing Report Etsy shop, the sale has been updated. So eligible orders get 10% off. So if you do purchase any order $60 or more, you will not only get free shipping, but you will also get 10% off store-wide. This does stack as well on additional discounts. Like if you have, like if I have 10% off an item, it also stacks on that. So lots of stuff. I also need to run, yeah, I think my other sale expired too. So I will be putting a few items on sale as well, so that will stack. So if you're looking to buy fabric or sewing supplies, check out sewingreport.etsy.com. Fun to hear about HSN. Yeah, you know, there were some good things. I really did not like my job there, but, you know, the people there were very nice. But now HSN and QVC are owned by the same company. But back when I was there, they were still competition. Sometimes when I'm looking for brainless TV, I used to love watching QVC. That's why I thought I would really enjoy working at HSN, and it just wasn't for me. All right, Backstitch has a location box. Wow, I did not know that, to record where your stash is. That is awesome. That's really cool. They've really thought of a lot of different things, and I appreciate that they continually to try to make the app better. I think that's super cool. Again, I also want to give one last shout out to our super sticker chatter of the day, Debbie. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Again, 2 thumbs up for everyone, but especially Debbie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, that is very nice that Backstitch has that feature. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off for the evening and get some food. But I greatly appreciate everyone watching. I will see everyone back here, same time, same place, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will go over the latest in the sewing and craft world. Wonderful. Hope you all have a great week. I hope things don't get any crazier, because I know they're outside of this realm. There's some stuff going down for sure. But again, have a great weekend, or great week, everyone. And I will see everyone next week. Again, on your way out, if you could hit the like button, leave a comment. Yeah, I'm gonna get some food because I am starving. I am starving. Yeah, I know. Y'all have been a great audience. And we always have fun. You know, I know we've got a lot of the regulars here. We have a lot of fun. All right, guys. Let's play it out, and I will see you again next week.